world of pottery, or in fact my original Foundation to Pottery course. I have a job now because I've got osteoarthritis and other illnesses, so I've had to give up pottery as a main subject and sold all my stuff off, and I really do miss it. But as we get older, we're able to share things with other people, and I've made these films especially to share all of this with you from my past, so nothing is lost. So I'm very lucky in being able to share all this information with you, and I've put together most of my knowledge, in fact, on this whilst I was still able. And in these films I've given you all you need to know for the future, from hand building right the way through to throwing beautiful big pots like this, putting them together, slip casting, decoration, kilns. You can set up your own pottery totally, and you'll have all the basic info you need. So the DVDs are available, but more easily for you, you can now go to this course that I put at the end of the film, and you can also look underneath on the information sheet to go to the course and buy it piece by piece. Very inexpensive, and all you'll need to know to get you started in pottery. Well, I'd like to show you how to throw pots on the wheel now. You can see the various sort of shapes we can make here. Everything on the wheel, of course, is spun and made from a cylinder. So the bigger the cylinder we can make, the wider the pot we can make, the bigger the pot we can make. I'd like to look at something called applied decoration with you now. So we'll just take our little teapot on the banding wheel. It's a nice little teapot. Yes, we could do some fun decorations around it, but I want to show you something a little different this time. And you could say, that's it. It's quite pleasant like that. I'm just going to do a double take on that and just join them upwards as well, like this. And here are the finished 3 casseroles with their handles on. Make a bowl, fairly low bowl, and pierce the outside rim. Here we are with a nice selection of shapes for you, and the applied decoration. And you see here that I've also done the handles on this pot now, and pushed in the decoration into that one slightly. So we've got incised decoration and the external applied decoration. You can also see the different types of handle that we've got, with it coming up and over, pushed on there and then brought round, pushed onto the actual pot, brought across, pushed down and then pulled up and blended in. Okay, before we start using clay, let's look at a few of the tools that we can use when making pottery. You can make many of your own. For instance, this piece here, this piece of cane that I've cut off, is quite useful for making little eyes or circles in the clay. An ordinary paint scraper here for lifting pots off or for smoothing. There we are, made it as easily as that. And this part should come out, so all we have to do is just trim this up. There, that's better. Now it'll fit. As you can see, the biscuit firing's been done. Here are the pots from that firing now ready to be glazed. Now this time I'm going to pour the glaze over it. Last time I just showed you dipping halfway, and I'll dip the other half. But we can do the whole chicken in one go like this. Now here you see the kiln loaded, and we have to be very careful that one pot doesn't touch another. The shelves are laid with these things in between, towering. These kiln props make a column which the kiln shelves can stand upon, and on the kiln shelves we put a layer of backwash which stops the pots from sticking, or we can put these little stilts which, if we have glaze underneath, the tips will break off afterwards. We can file them down, but very careful of those because they're very, very sharp. Let's move on to a little bit of brushwork now. We'll use our Japanese or Chinese brushes here. Remember that anything repeated makes a pattern, so bring that down into there a little bit. Just going to blend. I'm just going to use a bit of painterly, more painterly work and just blend this brown into the edge here.